business. All right, no need for roll call or intro. We did get minutes. I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes as emails.
Second.
Second by Jason. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, so moved. Doesn't seem to be any public to comment here.
Put it online.
New business. Want to make sure there's no additions.
You have applications?
So there's one additional application to the, or it's not a full application, but at least wanted to bring it to your
Yeah,
attention.
well, we do that.
Um,
Yeah.
And
Yeah, because
the other thing that's not on our agenda is I did just want to update that on May 28th. We are going to do the presentation to be approved, the updates, the policy programs for the grant at that committee of the whole.
On the 28th.
Yes. Hoping that you are available. Or anyone for your
It's
commission,
Tuesday?
actually. It is a Tuesday because Monday's a holiday.
That's right.
What time is that?
Typically start at 6. And as we get closer, I can get an update. I can try to get more of a gauge of when that would be, when the time that we present.
You cow.
Hola, Margaret. Oh, she's so dope. There are no heads.
Okay, do you want to go over that new, the riverfront, since that wasn't in old business?
So Riverfront submitted an application yesterday, for the minor facade. They are in essence, I guess you'll notice from their proposal that they were requesting the full 25, but after further review, they had included some permit fees, so I made the adjustment to $24.35 as their request and informed the applicant. They've installed a new sign to the facility. There are before pictures, a schematic of that is on the box looking building that they have over there.
It's already up.
It is already up.
Oh, okay.
They're waiting for their final approval from the building and zoning to close out their permit. And I'm also just waiting on the trade name certificate from the town clerk's office. But everything else has come in, and the litigation review just came in prior to this meeting. So it looks, I mean, their application is really straightforward. They provided good information. I will just point out that they do have their check. They did present, like, their proof of payment is a payment record that includes the check and just like the invoice from Chelsea Groton. And I thought that was appropriate because it was clearly indicates what it was paid for versus that canceled check that we have for one application. So I thought that was appropriate.
There's only the one though? One check? Oh, no.
No, there's a couple of
I
checks.
gotcha.
One for
Say,
they've included the design work
Yes.
for the sign as well as the sign and installation.
You know, the separate line item for the design is interesting, because we've never considered that before. I mean, it's included in the sign,
Mhm.
but we never, that's the first time I've seen it like separate, so that's interesting.
And the other thing that is interesting about this application that I need to figure out, I have a meeting with finance this week, is that since we are nearing the end of the fiscal year, this riverfront request will actually bring us over the allotted 10 grand for the that we have for this.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought all the other
We've
ones that
had
we did
4.
were small.
We've had 4 awards. So you want to just jump down to the staff report on this?
Sure, yeah.
So we have 4 awards currently totaling $6,249.62.
oh, we're so close.
And so that left us about 3,750. With T-MAK is requesting 25, and they are also requesting up to 25, so that would bring us over
Remind me,
to
the four that equal the 60.
before.
So I thought two were small.
And the one on Quantic, the restaurant on Quantic, right? We had two on, didn't we have two on Quantic?
Well, it was.
We had
It was a styling.
Buford's, I mean, not Buford's, we had Barkin' Pumpkin,
That was the full
Twisted
thing.
Misty, Angelina Aesthetics.
Well, Twisted Misty and Angelique, I think that those are the minor ones. Those are small.
Oh, no, Ally on things did the ribbon cutting. Let me see if I.
Buford's wasn't this fiscal year or CJ.
So. No, I think
Buford's is.
I think Buford's did end up coming out on this fiscal year.
It did. It was in the fall sometime, I think.
Yeah, if it was in the fall, then
It would have been this fiscal year.
yeah, it would have been this fiscal year. Yep, so Buford's was the fourth one.
Got it, okay. Trying to add up the math in my
The
head.
math, yeah.
I was like, I thought we should be like 2,500 under, but that makes sense.
Oh, CJ's Laundromat. CJ's Laundromat, Angelique Aesthetics, Twisted Misty, Barkin' Pumpkins, and then these two.
Oh, that's Buford's was less.
It was last year. It was CJ's Laundromat. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
no.
Think about it.
Ah. Nice.
Yeah, because Buford's, we got permission from the mayor
To do it.
to do it for, I think to encumber it for the previous year, but CJ's had to go. This current fiscal year.
It's interesting because it's catch-22 because we, if we only did one this fiscal year, though completed one,
Right,
we'd leave a little bit in the budget. Right, because we'll be like 1,000 short and then, which we don't get to carry forward. But,
Something
I mean,
to see
that's-
what our
that's sort of-
options are.
I mean, my thought is to just be upfront with Riverfront and almost tell them, don't complete this until July 1. Because we don't have the funds. Right, we don't have a completed application, then,
it's after the fact anyway, and we'll be within, 6 months for them.
yeah, just tell them, don't, we unfortunately, or fortunately, we run out of funds because of the popularity of this program. I believe it's just waiting until July 1st to complete all the requirements. And then,
Okay, that is that's an option. I didn't explore that option, so I was asking. One, if it could be split in between 2 fiscal years, so if we could utilize the funding, I don't wanna lose
extra
the funding that we
yeah,
have.
yeah.
Yeah, but next year's, 10,000 by whatever, $800 or whatever the overage is.
Yeah.
Right.
See if that's an option, whether or not, since it is within the economic development budget, there is our public art project. We had anticipated spending more and actually were able to save some on that. If I'm able to pull it from that, that may be, an option, or what you said.
Okay.
So those are 3 things that I'll talk with finance to see. Is it appropriate or what they would recommend for us doing in this scenario? But yeah, and I think it's nice because it actually shows that this program is starting to.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean, if we had our way, I would like to see us spend all the way up to the 10,000 amount for last fiscal year. and move the rest over. Even at the risk of running short at the end of next year, you know,
Right.
I'd like to see us not move a whole project over and then, be 15 hours short or something for fiscal ending 24.
Or
Is there anything? Go ahead.
what if we approve what we can approve for this year and then allow them to come back
Well, that's
in
what I was
July
saying.
for, because I know they have more work, like this is just for the sign, but I know they have more stuff that they're.
Yeah, my other thought is, is there anything, we would have to come through the bylaws, but is there anything that says that you can't like submit two applications, right? Because if they submitted just the design and installation, that's not 1,000, but it's pretty close. And then the production of 1,600 would be the second application for next fiscal year.
So we were gonna allow, Twisted Misty to submit 2 applications. But I guess we had that in mind that she was gonna
Two different.
do it in the same fiscal year,
Oh.
not spend over 2 different fiscal years.
But it was also two different, like here, this is where it gets, because it's the same project and they're submitting twice, which we're only doing it because of the fiscal issue, so I don't know what that's, whether it's not allowed by our rules is one thing, and then it's whether or not that should be allowed.
It
is
says
the
each
other.
applicant is eligible for 1 grant per project per calendar year.
Yeah.
The Economic Development Commission may waive this provision, but in no case can the total reimbursement exceed 2,500 for the fiscal year and for that address.
If we can waive it, this would be the reason to waive it. Waive, like if we make an exception here and say, for this purpose, we are splitting. Splitting this application.
The good thing about this is we do have a month, so I can use May to follow up with finance and we can decide this on our next meeting. And that's still in time for us to do everything we need to do to utilize whatever funding we're gonna use for this year and figure out the rest.
Because if finance gives you a hard time, I think we could just, like, if they give you a hard time about like crossing that fiscal year timeframe, which they may, then we can just come back, and I think as a committee, we could say, okay, we approve up to the dollar of what we have left this fiscal year, and then come back to it and approve the next piece and
A
next.
separate
fiscal-
application.
Yeah, they copy this, and just submit it again into next year with a different dollar,
I don't think that, based on our language, I don't think that requires any change to our language whatsoever.
No, I mean, we just need to at some point waive the requirement as we approve it, when we approve the second piece, we're waiving the requirement that they're only allowed.
Yeah, we'll just notate that on our.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even so, it'll be an application at the next fiscal year.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I don't think we're, well, I mean, we'll just have to, I recommend taking the 10,000-foot view for a second. The only objection would be to, the possibility of us crowding out another potential applicant for the sake of working our own system to give one applicant extra advantage. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But-
but yeah, I think we're doing it in the order that they came in, because the bodega came in first, so they
Yes.
they get the full and Riverfront, I mean, it still isn't complete, right, as of today, and not.
As of, I
Yeah.
just need the trademark and they need to finalize their certificate of approval.
Sure. So if finance gives you a hard time, it's telling them resubmit this and, giving them the amount to put in this box, for approval, and then. Or
And
the
if it's okay, we go
reimbursement.
to the penny if we do that. I know you said.
You can go to the penny,
All
if you wanna go, I didn't wanna go too crazy, but if you wanna go crazy, go for it. Go to the penny. 10,000 flat, great,
Right.
that's great.
Don't leave it on the table.
That's right, every penny counts. I think that's the way around. I think we've given ourselves that flexibility in the document for a reason, and it sounds like this is a perfect example of why, so. That would be my thought. So let's see what finance says, and then we'll follow up in June.
All right. So you guys are good, you do that. Since we are on grants, do you just want to do T-MAK?
Yeah.
All right, so T-MAK Bodega is going in at 105 Bridge Street. They are replacing their sign. Their project is complete. Everything is up there. They are requesting the full 25 back. You would notice their before and after pictures, their schematic designs, and all that good stuff. They did spend about $2,690.66 on this, so. I mean, it's a little skin in the game, but at least it's some skin in the game.
Basically just the sales.
Their proof of payment is through QuickBooks. Have their property card, their trade name certificate, their insurance, liability insurance. They have closed out their permits, with building, in good standing with their taxes. They are, in good standing with their dry utility bills, and they are not, there is no pending litigation against the city of Groton. And I would say this applicant was, and actually Riverfront too, the applications are starting to come in a more completed fashion, and I think that is like helping expedite the process. I do still encourage people to get in touch with us as soon as possible when we know that they're doing the work. But yeah, I liked how these last two submissions came in. They were really helpful. So for T-MAK Bodegas, this and one is actually complete, and we can vote on this tonight. If you want me to go through the bullets of if the application meets the eligibility of the program.
I'm happy to vote on it tonight.
Okay.
That's one opinion.
Any further discussion before we get into that vote?
Drove by the other night, they had a flashing open sign on just after dark. They're pretty excited.
They said someone posted online that said there's a menu available.
Maybe, I think they, and they just got their, certificate of occupancy.
Oh. Okay.
So yeah, I'm about to say, I don't know if they have a menu yet, because she's just finishing up with everything.
Well, I'll make a motion that we accept the application.
A second.
Any other discussion? Before we vote, Tara, do you have your questions that you typically ask?
Yes, 1 second, so. So does the application meet the eligibility of our program?
Yes.
Does the project align with our program goals?
Yes.
And, what is the recommended amount for funding?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So I got an eye from the computer in the corner.
It's Margaret.
Okay, so I will request for this to get put on the May 28th, committee to hold the same day we do the.
Okay. Thank you.
We'll finish up your staff report there, Sierra.
So actually, there is no updates for the tax increment financing district. As far as reports on development in the city of Groton, just a reminder that the Planning and Zoning Commission is working on the update to the GCR zone. So there's that whole public hearing about things that are going on there. They are in the weeds of that. I'll keep you guys posted when they're still working out a few details, and we'll keep you posted on when the next public hearing is or when that information is available.
Yeah, I can say that the plan isn't finalized yet, so it hasn't been moved to another public hearing. The commission hasn't submitted another application, I should say. We're still developing the application, but I would say we're pretty close. So I would expect in the next couple of months that will come back out and there'll be a public hearing about it.
Aaron is not here today, so there are no Groton utility updates.
Aaron, come on.
And- I know something else gonna be, but I'm trying to think on it. Yeah, we'll come back. It'll come back.
All right, we'll jump back to the top, business outreach update. I have not, I have not moved forward, but anyone else? Have any updates? Okay, yeah, I know I'm not a great example sitting here as chair, but we really should, try to get on this, especially before the summer when everyone gets a little bit busier, so. We can, in May, try to get at least one contact, I think everyone has a few assigned, I don't know, Jason, did you get this list? I think Sherry handed it out last.
Yeah, I believe you emailed that. Yeah, was it emailed?
Uh,
I don't believe so. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, my bad. I will,
Oh, I missed the last meeting.
yes. So I will email that out, my apologies. I also owe you guys the general outreach questions.
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
with some updated, yeah, that's great.
So it's Margaret. I did reach out to the new owners of Friendly Tie. And
Okay.
I updated a record. Am I really quiet?
Yeah.
I think our volume's just down low.
Yeah, feel like I'm on the move.
Don't get dizzy now, okay.
Exactly.
It's like extra loaded areas.
Yeah, is it me though? No, it can't be me.
No, I think it's.
Did something.
Try to say something now.
Can you guys hear me now? It's a little bit better.
We can hear you, it's just barely.
Wow. All right, let me check, make sure. Yeah, my microphone is all the way up.
I don't think it's coming out of the speakers.
Yeah.
It's just so low. All right, we will try to be very quiet while you speak.
Yeah.
Okay, I will shout. So I met with the new owner of Friendly Tie. I
Good.
updated the record. So I did record it in Blue Dot, and she will be reaching out to you, Sierra,
Okay.
unless you get to her first.
Do they own other restaurants?
So they used to own a restaurant down in Stamford,
Oh, okay.
and she was friends with the previous owner, the wife of the previous owners.
Okay.
So
What's her name? I think I missed that.
her name is and I forgot the last name. Her first name is Lalita, Lalita, but she goes by Tune, Tun.
Okay.
I want to say her last name is Tanata. She's Thai.
Okay. Okay. Well, I look forward to talking with her.
Yeah, she's overwhelmed by the people of Groton and how they've turned out for her business. So
When did she open? Like, when did it officially launch with her?
I want to say 4 weeks ago.
Sounds right.
Okay.
They were kind of closed for a month or so in transition, month or
Yep,
two.
she redid parts of the kitchen, or she did some cosmetic work in the kitchen and in the dining room. And then just getting things set up.
Right.
Okay. Do you think she'll be interested in a ribbon cutting?
More than likely, yes.
Okay.
Cool.
I have to ask her about that, but I'm guessing yes. She's also interested in the facade improvement. Grant, not, I don't think you have to worry about this year for her. And then, yeah, and then talking to you about other grant opportunities for small businesses in the area. for some of the
Oh.
things she may want to do.
Awesome. And it's just her, so is she the sole?
No, it's
owner?
her, it's her and her boyfriend
Okay.
are the owners, and they live up above.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah,
All right, I will keep my eyes out for certain grants and have them ready for when she reaches out.
or you can go. The food is good. Actually, almost better than it was before.
Ooh.
Don't tell David that.
I might have to just go to lunch.
Well, when you said that they were Thai, I was like, oh, well.
Yeah, no, it's actually very good. And she also will likely want to chat with Leslie on a couple of things.
Okay.
My only question is the heat scale the same?
Oh, yes, it is. We had a very long discussion about the heat scale.
Okay,
It's still 1 to 5. 3 is rather spicy,
all right,
and then it goes up from there to 4 and 5. She makes
Nice.
her own hot sauce.
outstanding.
Yeah, and it's good. I can also highly recommend the tom yum soup.
Okay,
Yeah.
Alright.
So we'll
I know
stop
where
at
I'll be
T-MAK.
eating tomorrow.
Yeah,
so I can get some jerk chicken and then roll around it.
yeah, exactly. And her #1 bestseller is actually a Korean dish.
Okay,
Korean. Ooh.
Yeah, she decided to throw a Korean dish on, and everybody's been going after it apparently.
Sure, I will be part of that. All right.
I love when the food options come back up.
right.
Okay. Any other updates?
And we're also issues.
Okay.
Except for mine.
I would say for this year, for us to truly evaluate our use of the Blue Dot platform. And whether or not it is something that we wanna keep going, it is just something that comes up because of the budget discussions. Of things, but there is no rush. I just wanted us to review it this year and kind of see, do we want to keep it or not? Yes. I guess if there's no more outreach, I'll send you guys the list. I may also do assignments in Blue Dot for all the businesses. Because I believe it sends you an email when you're assigned, and then it gives you a due date kind of thing, and maybe some reminders, so I'll try those as another way as well, and also give you the general outreach questions. Right. We already kind of talked about, oh, it wasn't here, sorry. We talked about the revisions, they were approved last meeting and will be presented to the city council at the May 28th committee of the whole. And then we can shift to the EDC programs planning at this time. So I know from the last conversation, I believed our initial focus was the ribbon cutting celebrations and then coordinating business meet and greet focused on funding opportunities. And then also gearing up for the 2024 brew run. Business spotlights is something that we do want to do, but kind of need some additional support for that. I have been talking to, so there's an internal communications team and a number of people who manage our social media. We're coming up with kind of a schedule and creating content that can go in the newsletter. And I have mentioned that our commission is interested in these spotlights and is willing to collaborate with whoever to actually develop that out. But thinking we could develop the content, work with the businesses, be able to provide it to them, and they can do all the editing and posting and scheduling and stuff for us. Vacant window displays is kind of put on hold for the moment. And just as we get a little bit more information, and then the Thames River Heritage Park fundraising cruises, I have to reach out to get some more information on that from based off questions that we had last meeting.
Just going back to ribbon cuttings for a second,
Mhm.
do we have like an ideal timeframe of when we were trying to do?
We didn't have we know we wanted to do something else. definitely want to do something in the summertime, but wanted to start to coordinate with the businesses of what that looked like.
Right.
Like T-MAK was in their middle of their build out, so we didn't know when
Yeah.
it was gonna be appropriate. But let's see, thinking about.
I mean, like ended like this, like if we ended at Friendly Tide, like this time, like if they're open to it, you know, that could be a good place, like, you know, have a little spread and they have, you know, non-alcoholic drinks, things like that, you know, if they're open to that, you know, that could be a place that we try to end and the reception is there.
Mhm.
You know, so just as opposed to out of like, you know.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I guess we could shoot for. I don't know if June is too soon. But all July. I probably won't be able to coordinate very much because I'll be taking some time off, but June or August. Potentially.
Yeah, I think June's right here,
Yeah.
yeah, that might be a little quick. So maybe like early August, especially if we don't have like sign, if we don't have like T-MAK isn't like fully up and running just yet, things like that, you know, you don't wanna pressure them into a date.
I think Subway Nation is the only one that's like. I guess
Well, Subway
that would be
Nation.
ready-ish.
Yeah, and even them, they're only open during like the business day during the week, so, you know, that might be one where we have to start there. So,
Yeah,
but
Is that a reestablishment of the same business?
that, am I saying wrong? The new
Submarine,
Subway?
Oh,
Samuel.
I got you.
Subway,
Gotcha.
Sam, okay.
Gotcha. Yep. You're right, they have like 10 to 2 or something like
Yeah.
that.
I feel like I'm missing one of the new businesses that opened up, but I haven't. So follow up.
And then
Angelique,
we did
We
that.
did her.
okay. Just kind of look at it quarterly or something, maybe, and
Yeah, I think it's that, you know, I think every 6 months or so, because the last one was in
In
winter,
December.
yeah, it was in December, so I think if we try to do every 6 months or so. Yeah, I think ideally, you know, it would have been like July, you know, but I think if we do early August, like maybe first weekend in August, something like that, or first week of August, something like that. that would-
City Day is August 3rd, the
Yeah.
first
Oh.
Saturday. Maybe we could go for end of July. I'll be
It's
back
on
by the end of
Saturday?
July. Yeah, they moved it to a Saturday. I think last year we kind of got forced to a Saturday because of the rain.
Yeah.
But there was an outcry that Saturdays worked better, so. I don't know who you asked. So we want to shoot for maybe look at some potential dates in late July.
Yeah, late July,
Early
or
August.
yeah, early August, yeah, that would work.
And, and then. Yeah, let's just make sure we finalize the list of who we're targeting, and then if. Like Margaret's and Shar already in touch with Friendly Tie, maybe see if, her availability, willingness. I can definitely touch back with, T-MAK Bodega and see what they're looking at doing, and Submarine Nation, but. If there are anybody else that we're missing or that we need to add to the list, just let me know. 'Cause right now I know those three, but I feel like I'm missing somebody. And I can't think of exactly.
Oh,
it's the new
pizza
pizza
today,
today.
yeah, I love how we hit that
Oh,
at the
pizza
same
today?
time.
Oh.
It's called Turama now, I believe.
Oh,
Or they switched the name,
yeah.
because it's
It's an
there's one in
offshoot.
New London.
Yeah,
That's right, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Okay. Oh, we have all food spots.
well,
That's nice.
yeah, I guess I went to,
Nice.
maybe because I was looking at their menu.
The Pete's Ramen now does not have an indoor component, right, it's just
I think it's just takeout. It's just, I'm pretty sure if this T-MAK bodega is like any other bodega, that's also, you know, just takeout and, yeah. so,
convenience store and takeout is what the average, or the
Yeah.
byline is.
I think Friendly Ties is one of those that has a.
Actual.
Okay.
like components, yeah.
Yeah, they're allowing dining in the dining room again.
Cool.
Great, cool.
Mhm.
A little food tour,
Mhm.
takeout tour.
Yeah.
Take out to our-
No, so that's gonna be fun. I like the sounds of that. For the business, meet and greet focus on funding opportunities, so, WBDC is confirmed to do that. I'll be meeting with their new, executive director next week, just to kind of brainstorm, what that is. They like kind of what that presentation, all that information would look like. They are just launching some of like their first half of summer programs now. So we were gonna try to line it up right before their next phase of programming, so then people actually have time to apply and it's towards something. So I'll keep you guys posted on what that meeting follow-up is, and they've kind of been a main focus, but it would be nice to kind of reach out to the other grant opportunities or start researching other grant opportunities that we could also have come and join. So whether it's like the sectorized individuals from well, not just that sector, or like the Connecticut Boost program, although I think WBDC is administering that program, is helping administer that program now too, but we can come up with a list and just kind of see if we want to keep it focused on one specific organization, or if we want to invite more to the discussion.
Well, I'm sure that WBDC probably knows the other grant opportunities as well, outside of theirs, if they're so well versed in. So I mean, to have someone from WBDC here to talk about it and, ask them if they have, they don't necessarily need to talk about the other ones, but if they tell us about them, then.
Okay. Any other questions in regards to that or suggestion? For Brew Run 2024, so they're starting to put things together. They are expecting anywhere, and this is a large range, but anywhere between 300 and 500 people at the event. So are looking for us to do a similar thing of reaching out to businesses and seeing what type of bag fillers they want to incorporate, if any. And then I also wanted us to revisit our handout and see, do we want to do something similar like this again, or do we want to switch it up? Oh, Margaret, I'm sorry. You remember the
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
what we
remember the
did
card.
last year had the
Yeah.
in the thing.
You're fine.
This when
Oh,
they
there
had
you
all
go.
the restaurants and
Yep.
where to buy the liquor on the back.
Mm-hmm. I do.
I mean, I think this looks and, and then works pretty well.
So my only concern is we have a bit more restaurants and locations since last year, right? So this list is gonna be much longer, and I'm just concerned about spacing.
Yeah.
We've lost at least a couple, and there are a couple
Could we make this digital and have a QR code or something like that? Like 3 QR codes, restaurants,
Yeah.
1 package stores,
And then link it to our website or something.
link to our website, link to the Thames River Heritage Park water taxi, like if we tried to create like, a couple, like just, you could even just have 4 QR codes on the back here, which one are you looking for? I don't know, just a thought, but, cause we're, to Cameron's point, we're gonna get pretty small on the font size. If we try to.
My only concern about the QR codes is if we overload them, like 4 different QR codes, they might not. I just wanna make it as user friendly as possible.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be one, and then on there, you can then pick what you
Yeah,
want,
like
that. With links,
Yeah.
with hot, phone numbers and things. Yeah.
If the brewer gets sponsors other than just the chamber.
I mean, Groton Utilities
Yes.
Um,
Just
basically funds.
funds the whole thing.
I mean, they're the major.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they have other.
Well,
I
I
just
was
would like
there
to
for
see-
the inaugural one, and I thought that they had more than just those two as sponsors already.
They have like the bike and run groups.
Yeah.
They help support it too. Um,
How do I get food after drinking?
Learn about, I'm just thinking like, do we even have, we used to have a place on our old website where visitors could go for information.
Would that have a list of all of the like restaurants and such on it?
I have a feeling we'll need to build it.
Yeah.
It's just more where to put it. Yeah, I thought that was it.
You're about to say, come on now. You're gonna put a little bit more up into the visitor page. Heritage site activity.
I mean, it could, if we made this page a little bit more, like, this is a good page for us to use as landing, you know, and if we put restaurants, package stores, you know, other recreation, if we had links, like, you know, underneath it.
You can
On this
maybe do like
page.
a special Bruin edition.
That too, I mean, it wouldn't be
Because I
bad
think
just to
they-
have it on this page, though, you know, if people are visiting, okay, what's in the city of Groton, and, you know, you have.
Like a director.
Yeah, almost, you know,
Sure.
of, you know, what visitors can do in
Yeah.
the city.
What to do, where to eat, those kind of things.
When did the Bruin happen again? Was it
September 9th, I think. I'm just looking at it.
Oh, you were just looking at it?
I was looking at it on my calendar before, September 7th, I think that's the Saturday. September 7th.
And so my only hesitancy with the directory is kind of like this flyer. If it gets outdated, like who's gonna be responsible for keeping it
I think,
up to date?
I think the directory is a good idea for like a long-term project for us, but I do agree that I think for this, it might be easier if we just built a bigger pamphlet, you know, maybe if we had one, like, you know, how like a brochure works where it's like folded in the three and you get it.
Mhm.
Maybe something like that, something a little bit bigger that we can put a little bit more information in or fit something. That's just my thought, something a bit bigger. Could work.
Any other thoughts?
No, I think that, yeah, I definitely think this worked, it's just a question of how to format it and, you know, and then size for next year. I mean, we do have two sides, I mean, this, you know, where we can format it a little bit differently, you know,
I mean, we can move some of the stuff on the back onto the front, you know,
yeah,
like that.
something like
The
that.
Thames River Heritage thing could probably go on the front.
Mhm.
So does anybody want to take a stab at updating the restaurants and the package stores? And then we can collaborate on design. I can kind of look into like different shapes and stuff and see how all this information fits. Okay. Any other thoughts on the Bruin before we close that out?
I think it's good that we're talking about it now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Compared to last year.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm about to say we're starting to tick away at our stuff
Yeah,
too. Like
we
we had a little moment where we was,
Yeah.
I mean, it's needed though, we talk,
Yeah.
but now everything's like
Yeah.
popcorn. So if that is it, I think we covered everything that was on the agenda.
Mhm.
I will remind everybody that our next meeting is June 5th. And then that will be the last meeting of the fiscal year. We have already canceled our July 3rd meeting. So.
I do have one quick question here.
Mhm.
So for the T-MAK Bodega and the sorry, the other application.
The riverfront?
Yeah, the riverfront. Do we know where they heard about the grant from?
Good question.
I do not know where T-MAK heard about it
Sure.
from. I know the riverfront, they actually were interested in the project when we first launched.
Because they tried to do the.
They tried to do it
siding,
on
that's
it,
why
yeah.
we made the new ruling on that.
Yeah.
The riverfront rule.
Yeah.
But we don't know where T-MAK heard from it. Would it be valuable perhaps to reach out to them between now and whenever?
Yeah.
See what they heard about it, just so we know where that information is coming from.
You try to have them at the 28th meeting, right? You would invite them to the cow. Is that what you try to invite them to?
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe when you call them for that, you know, see. How they heard about it. I thought, I would have assumed they heard about it from you, because they were talking about,
Yeah.
you know, opening the business and you told them.
True, but some of my conversations are becoming a blur at this
Yeah.
moment. I cannot confidently confirm that at the moment, but no, we could definitely follow up with them. And one thing that might be good for us to think about is when they do come, like, we just kind of been asking them to generically talk about the program and stuff, but if there are specific questions that this commission has, like, where did you hear about the program from, or et cetera, we should write that out so we can have it. So one, I can have it and be able to share it with them, and that way it kind of frames the discussion a little bit more. Not trying to make it so
Yeah. Be rigid.
like
Yeah, I
a
think
robot,
it's-
but I mean, just key points we'd like them to cover.
Anyone have anything else? No? Okay, well, I'll make a motion to adjourn at 6:23. Thank you, everybody.
Like,
Thank you.
Thanks, Margaret.
Thanks, Margaret.
Bye, Margaret.
Thanks, guys.